The northeastern state of Meghalaya, located at the foothills of the Himalayas, was once a haven of peace and tranquility. It is a home to the Khasi, Jaintia and Garo tribes who follow the matrilineal system, where women have a special position and role in the society. A land that is unique in its delineation of clans and tribes. A land where its men are independent and strive to provide financially for their families and when they got married, of their extended families too. The custom and traditions of the land are formed in the matrilineal form of society. However, even though it is a land where men respect and honor women, there are still areas where lacunae exist that place women and daughters at risk. In the past, we have witnessed the rise of violence against women that have shaken and shocked women in the entire state. It would be impossible for the government to address these crimes against women if the public do not work together. The Don Bosco Media Network today was privileged enough to engage in the dialogue with Dr. Mrs. Amperine Lingdor, who is a member of the Legislative Assembly. She has much to tell us about the laws that have been enforced to protect women.
Firstly, government needs to immediately recruit manpower to take care of the women police stations that have set up across this entire state. We had discussed this at length even in the assembly, and we think that in order for the women police station to function, there has to be a special recruitment drive, especially at a higher level of SI and above. Because what is happening is that there are very few SIs who have been assigned the job of an OC of a woman police station in and around the entire state of Meghalaya. Now, there's so few of them, and often when women police officials get into the family way and need to avail special facilities of maternity leaves and others which are now to the tune of already 6 months. So there will be a shortage of staff, or there will be situations which arise as we have experienced in our tours across the state through many districts and headquarters. So we've seen that when such a situation arises, the concerned official is not able to complete her inquiry report, and she doesn't hand it over to the next incumbent that comes to take her position. So this is hampering and slowing down the fast tracking of crimes against women. That's the first thing that we see is happening. Number two, there is a big effort put in by the various SPs that we have met across the state of Meghalaya, who have tried their level best to sensitize the rank of the entire police who is designated for management of crimes in the entire district. So now what tends to happen is that, again, men are not as keen to handle all crimes against women, because predominantly the act, the POCSO Act and other main acts in the system already indicate that in order to question, take statements or make preliminary inquiries on cases of crimes against women, there need to be the presence of women force who have to handle these victims themselves. So that's another big issue. And if there is shortage of staff, immediately the entire system begins to slack. However, we have had several interactions at the level of the DGP of the state of Meghalaya, and we are happy that he is very proactive. He seems to be visibly concerned about the slackness and the speed at which all of these cases are handled. So we believe that in his leadership, he will be able to further ensure that we tighten the entire system. Now, of late, there have been some very gruesome crimes against women. We've seen what's happening in East Jaintia Hills. We've seen what's happening in other parts of Jaintia Hills. The Committee for the Empowerment of Women is now going to conduct a spot inspection to these 2-3 districts which we have not yet been able to cover. Number 1, we are going to East Jayanti Hills. Number 2, we are going to West Jayanti Hills. Number 3, we're going to then take a review of Shillong City East Khasi Hills cases of crimes against women. With that, I think we would have completed our entire coverage in the entire state, where again we will sit with the DGP of the government of Meghalaya and share notes across the table and try and find solutions to aptly and quickly handle the entire situation of crimes against women in the state of Meghalaya. I don't have any updates of the latest case that happened in East Jayanti Hills, but I will be inquiring. We have called for a meeting with the respective DC of that district on the 6th of April. Because we will be going on tour from other committees shortly. We will not be able to take that meeting. So we will be meeting them on the 6th of April. Letters are being prepared to be sent to these various districts that we will be visiting on that day.
On the part of the government, if any efforts have been put in to appoint the chairman of the State Commission for Women, Dr. Ambreen has this to say on the matter.
These are systems that are being put in place for the protection of women. In fact, there should be no delay. Pandemic or no pandemic, whether or not people have been distracted because of COVID-19 is a separate issue. But this is a system which is rightfully there, and it would empower women substantially.